Club NGMI.
So with Babs, we are so glad you made it to the show. One quick question for you, technical question. Was that intro choppy or was it just my potato?
It's fine on my end, but
great. My potato. Sounds good. Show must go on. So Babs, last week we actually said we had a surprise for everybody. We publicized it and the surprise was unavailable. But good news, the surprise is here. Well, there's two surprises really. Lou is not going to make it today. That was unintentional, actually. But he is busy with apparently real life friends. Minus Evie. I hope we get a late night mint in just to rub it into Lou's face that he's not going to be here. But without further ado, I want to introduce the fourth member of our crew, Mr. Trey, CPTreyy.
Hello.
Replacing Lou. Yeah.
I love it. No one I'd rather replace.
He's not replacing Lou.
No.
Be clear there. I know we like to have fun. Haha, FUD. Haha. No, he's not replacing Lou. Let's not do that. Let's be serious today, guys.
Okay.
There's no cause for celebration. It wasn't a good day for most of us. Sorry, Trey. As it relates to crystals, I'm sure we'll get into that later. But first, I want to make it a better day for some folks and just kind of start clean. We had an imposter show up last week on our Twitter account.
I can't believe someone retweeted it and didn't even want the coin. Like, what were you doing?
It's unbelievable. So last week we did a Manzcoin NFTs giveaway. Shout out to the Mans for helping us out doing that giveaway. I think that was a small part in getting us to 100 subscribers. Thank you. Kudos. Thank you all to the fans for the subs. You know what that means? We can change our URL now. That's what that means. Now it's only 900 more subscribers until we can make money off of this thing. Only 900.
1/10 of the way there. Not bad.
So
I mean,
close.
I believe people say that the first step is actually the hardest. Like legitimately, like getting from 0 to 100 is the hardest. So we'll see what happens. And we'll get to this. We're climbing the top of this NFT game. We're timing it okay.
Well, and see all the new faces that hang around our Discord now. Like it's changing. It's changing. Like I feel like it's moving. And these 10,000 people drops are no longer 2,000 people trying. It's 5,000 people trying. I feel like so. It is moving. I find.
It's definitely cool to see new names popping into the Discord and chopping it up with us for sure.
I am glad that you say that because, you know, I told you guys in the private chat, maybe there's one surprise, but it's not a big surprise. Maybe there's one surprise up my sleeve. Okay, let's spin this for the Manzcoin NFTs because this wheel's going to be tired, guys. We're doing 3 giveaways today on top of this Manzcoin thing. So we're spinning this thing 4 times. Once for Manzcoin, once for Coney Dog, we'll get there. Once for Starfish, we'll get there. Once for me, that's the 100 because we got there. All right, let's spin it. The real story is the person who retweeted us, we went to go find them. They took away the retweet. They unretweeted it after they won.
That's even weirder.
Unbelievable. All right, XZ3231. Congratulations. I don't know who you are. If you're
hopefully that's a real person.
Let's hope. Willis is asking in the chat, that's the wrong one. Did I not retweet this? You may have. Let me see if you're on the wheel. We'll get this rectified, Willis, if we need to. You know we love you. This was from last week. So this is like 8 days ago that this happened. So whatever. So Babs, what happened this week? We've got a list of projects and topics. But where do you want to start?
Oh man, busy week. I feel like there's a lot, and you know I barely remember what we minted today, let alone 7 days ago. But I think a good one to start on, what's top of mind, is probably the crystals. If you want to start there, because that was today. You know, everyone did it. Very popular drop, and I'd say it's probably the fastest I've ever seen something sell out. Would that be true?
I haven't run the numbers, but it certainly felt like it.
Felt like it. So there's, I think, a little over 2,000 available for the public after 2,000 were burned, claiming based on having some of his art, and I think it sold out within 2 minutes. So I think 2,500 GUI was the lowest number being used, and kind of equated to almost 0.8 ETH per crystal. And for the people that actually paid up in gas, I think it's actually paying off, because I think the worst thing you're doing is doubling your money at this point, right?
Yeah, and you paid a lot of money to get in there.
You
So can you give me the backstory on Fuck Render? I know you mentioned him before, and I was like, I don't know who this person is. Seems cool. I actually do like the art on a lot of these things. So give me the gist of it.
Yeah. So from what I know, he's like more one of the earlier artists that was involved in the NFT space, and he's pretty well known mainly because he's the one that did the Punk Comics token. So that's kind of what most people know of him right now. But I feel like he's pretty popular in the whole NFT artist space. Part of the thing he's doing with the crystals is he's creating his own metaverse where you can view all of his art within there. So I think that's kind of the draw. He's a popular artist. His art's unique, and he's kind of well known in the space, right?
So he did the drawings on the comic itself?
No. So when you burn the comic, you get a token instead, and he designed that token.
Mm-hmm.
So,
wait, with all due respect, Mr. Render, please send my bags to the moon. Is that like it that he's known for, or like are there other things that he's known for?
Well, Trey, do you know anything else? Like I know.
No, I really didn't even get in on this drop, obviously. I was MIA pretty much the entire day outside of the little stealth art blocks drop. So I wanted to look up, I knew it was happening today, knew it was happening this afternoon, wanted to do more research on it and just see what it was all about, but never got the chance to even look at it. And I basically, the extent of my knowledge on him is basically the DAO token. I saw rumblings of him on Twitter prior to that, and knew that he was big, but never knew what for.
Got it. The reason why I'm laughing is because we're like, oh, this guy's big in the space. I'll happily drink because it's a celebration. And if he's big in the space for drawing a really cool coin, that's it. Like that's all it takes.
No, I don't think that's it. He's definitely bigger from stuff that he had done prior to that.
He got commissioned to do the token because he's
that I know.
It wasn't the token.
Exactly.
That's more recent. Like I think he's been around long enough that like us new guys don't know enough about him. But people that have been around for a year in the NFT space know him, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's my bad. You're 100% correct, because I'll give you a quick backstory. I was on Twitter Spaces with Lou as we were minting the art blocks. I think it was a playground one. It was where we knew it'd be a gas war. We were on Twitter Space kind of talking it through, and then afterwards we hung out for a little bit. And I said, oh, Fuck Render's doing this thing. And then I just bought it. I bought the Fuck Render balance for 1.6, and then I did more research. I'm like, wait a second. So I got this thing, and Lou and I went halvesies, and I asked him like 3 times, like, we're doing halvesies? He's like, yeah. No, Bose, please don't do that. I do not have beef with Fuck Render. I'm just ignorant, Bose. Please don't do that. So I bought it, and then the price started going up a little bit, but it stayed static. So I did research, and I said, okay, I could burn this in a few days, and I get a thing that costs 0.4169. Doing the math, or I get 2 of them. Doing the math, okay, that's half of what I paid. I'm banking on either deflation or these things are really worthwhile. So I ended up selling it literally for at cost minus fees. So I made out net zero. And when I was doing that, I went over to his Nifty Gateway and looked. And yeah, he's got a bunch of art over on Nifty Gateway. And that's why I'm ignorant to what he's done. So yeah, it was really cool. He's a great artist. I agree. Crystals. This is exactly why I'm torn. Well, this will be a thread throughout the entire show, I think. But is this top things that it went super duper fast, or is this just a sign of the rise of NFTs? Trey, what are your thoughts on top or rise?
Man, we've obviously been seeing so many. It's not just. I don't know that it's just this. I mean, we're seeing penguins go from 0.02 to 1 ETH floor in 4 or 5 days, and Logan Paul's coming in, and we're just seeing a lot more hype around NFTs, and more people are obviously like, maybe that were a little bit skittish to come in before, are definitely coming in now, joining the Discords, like, okay, I want to make money on this stuff. In terms of whether we're at the top, I mean, It's really hard to say. I mean, it does have that February Top Shot feeling. I think I've heard that just because in our Discord, most of us went through that February Top Shot. So it has that same vibe around it. And I even saw a tweet earlier today saying that, hey, if you were in DeFi Summer, this is what it felt like. And I wasn't a part of DeFi Summer. I'm just getting my feet wet on that kind of thing. But so I think we're definitely due to come down. Whether it happens this week, next month, I have no clue. But I do think that things are due for a correction here soon.
I keep saying it's the top every week, and then we have something like the Flufs happen on a random night, and the next day they have a 1.7 ETH floor, and I can't call the top, right? Like, we're not at the top because it keeps happening. You mentioned penguins, all these things happen and
Crazy.
They skyrocket, right? So, like, if we're close to the top, enjoy it while we can, I guess, because it's still happening.
For sure.
Speaking of top things, Tony mentioned in the chat, please nothing more about the penguins. Tony, I'm just going to, I say this with the most respect. It's rough. He sold a very valuable penguin early. Why is that penguin valuable? Nobody knows.
I mean, I'm in the same boat on that one. I sold the number 38 rarity for 0.39, and it is listed for 42 ETH now. Listed, obviously, but it's going to go for a pretty penny for sure.
And I'm fairly confident because at the time you sold it, penguins were dead. You could have put it in our chat and said, look, penguins, I sold one for 0.39. That's awesome, guys. I
actually did that.
I had 16 penguins, and I think I, on average, sold them for a cost of about 0.025. So, you're not going to get it right every time, right? Like, you won't get it right every time. I feel stupid now, but at the time I thought it was left for dead. Sometimes you just can't predict who's going to start pumping stuff, right? So, like, don't beat yourself up. Like, Tony's in the chat, beating himself up for making a bad sale, but he also made 2 ETH profit, right? So, like, just be happy when you make profit and move on to the next one. I think that's the best advice, right?
And I think a lot of people's strategies right now, including mine, is okay. We shoot for these lotteries, right? We get 15 to 20. We see the project going bad, and it's okay. We can cut our losses, get out for at cost, and then there's another project tomorrow or even in 10 minutes that we can mint and try do the same thing on, right? So it's just that it's a strategy thing. If you stick to it, I think you're going to come out ahead in the long run rather than locking up all your liquidity in penguins and just hoping for it to moon when penguins should not have mooned.
Yeah. Two things. Keep the comments coming. I enjoy half listening to Trey and Babs because I'm reading the comments. Really helpful for me. Jesse, this is the first not sharp thing I've ever heard you say. I think the key to handling this hot market is solid bankroll management. More gains does not mean aping harder and harder. No, it means go harder. It means buy my bags. That's what it means. It means buy my bags. Don't buy at mint because I'm trying to do that. Buy the things that I mint afterwards for more than I paid for them. And then hopefully I never look back.
On Jesse's comment, though, the one thing with that is, the more you put in the game, the more upside you have, right? So I'll use Flufs as an example. Like, I was busy with my kid, barely paying attention. I saw everyone was minting them, and I just fired off 2 just because I knew nothing about it. I didn't want to miss the boat. But, if I spent a little bit more time and I saw how fast they were selling, I would have fired off, 10 to 20, right? Mm-hmm. And then your upside's that much more, right? So it really depends, like, how much are you willing to risk on projects? Because the more you risk, obviously, your higher upside.
Tig gets it. There's a person in the chat that just has bad timing. So no, thank you. We don't want to talk about horsies. That's fine. Seriously, though, Jack, like, in my personal view, like, asking when moons are, it's not going to work well in the space. You kind of have to, you literally do have to do your own research, which there's a new feature in our super secret Discord, which tells you when to mint stuff. So it's kind of disorienting. You're like, people tag you and you're like, hey, I should spend money on this. But then we tell you, like, it's very weird what we should do with that. I don't know. I'm sorting out my thoughts on the fly now. Our surprise is
Jack,
here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I already told Jack, the strategy, and this is what generally I do. And I think what Treyy does for the most part is, you buy at numerous of these things, say, 5 to 15. And then generally the safest bet is you sell enough to make your cost back or a little bit of profit. And then you keep the ones you like, right? So then you always have upside and your downside so small because you minimize your risk through getting your costs out, right? So it's the best, of both worlds almost. So that's my strategy for the most part. I know a lot of the other guys kind of do the same stuff.
For sure. And I think it's a lot easier, especially I think you look at some of these projects that announce that they're doing delayed reveal right away. We're starting to figure out here the last couple of weeks that that's to our advantage in terms of, taking out some of that risk right away, because you can sell a few for profit and still have a few for the reveal. And for some of these projects, you can be already in the black, and then you're getting the reveals, and you can still play that rarity lottery. So it's a little easier to go ape in on those ones, a little bit harder, knowing that you can always sell pre-reveal, assuming there's nothing crazy like FUD and stuff like that.
Here's the trick with that though. I always struggle with, I sold the number 4 whale, reckless whale, that would have been worth a half an ETH, which was a moonshot for the reckless whales. So it's a mental, all of it's mental, right? It really is, in my world, really mental as far as what you're doing. If you want to take a big risk and take a big swing and mint 50 of a thing and then play the rarity game, you're more likely to hit well if you mint 50 of them. But also you have a bigger downside risk if the project turns out to be misfits, whales, Fame Lady Squad, rabbits. So we can there's a lot of these incredibly failed projects. Go ahead.
I was going to say it depends on the project for me on what I implement that strategy for. As an example, Animitas, I was comfortable holding them and not selling pre-reveal because I actually liked the art. It was really hyped. Poggers, which happened this week and is currently not revealed, I'm selling off half at least to cover my costs. I'm not confident in Poggers. I'm happy to sell half and keep the other half for reveal.
I still have all mine, so I haven't created a plan of attack for my Poggers. I was too busy yesterday. I pulled over on the side of the road, had minted my 20, and then got back to it. And I haven't even looked at them since then, so I don't even know where the floor is at on those.
It was
pretty awesome.
Wasn't it 0.2?
Yeah, it was about 0.2.
Yeah. What was I don't learn from my mistakes apparently. So back on Animitas, whatever, I worked with Pete. Pete sent me ETH. I minted for Pete. I lost my goddamn mind. It was not good for me mentally. And I came out in the profit barely by the skin of my teeth. And I sold the bottom of these things, almost literally the bottom.
I did too. A little bit.
A lot of people did. We were scared. I remember in our
that dev was an idiot.
It was so bad.
It could have gone any worse.
They went to bed. They
went to bed and they
all the cardinal sins of a
4,000 trades.
They did it. It's just so dumb. All you had to do was release the metadata and everybody would have been fine. But no, they had to go to bed for 8 hours.
But what I didn't learn from was I said, okay, well, I kind of want the discount on these 50 Poggers, but I don't really want to spend that much ETH. Coney DM'd me and said, hey, do you want to split them? Great. So it was a paper mint for me. It was awesome. Coney helped me out so much. He literally minted everything, literally sold everything. And then later that day, he sent me my remainder. I did nothing. I didn't send him any ETH. It's so stupid. Coney was just on my side, which thank you, Coney. I owe you one for sure. He literally netted 0.006, I think, based on his beautiful spreadsheet. I do want to see that spreadsheet. Jack has a question. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say, could you imagine if you were helping Pete mint Poggers and you did the 50 option on the website and only ended up with 10? What would you have said to Pete in that situation?
I may not be here right now. But in all seriousness with that, I messaged Pete and he was like, sorry to put you in that spot. I go, no, I put myself in that spot. It's fine. And I said, if it went to 0, I know you'd be cool with it. And he's like, totally. So everything's good as far as Pete goes. But me mentally in that moment, I'd be freaking out. I'd be losing my mind. I'd be taking screenshots. That's what I'd be doing just to prove here's what actually happened. And I'm not alone. I didn't really screw it up. So Jack had a question. What are we doing about $50 to post OpenSea with gas? Earlier today, we told Jack, like we don't talk in USD, and that's not even a joke. Like that's a mental thing for me.
For sure.
So to answer Jack's question though, you only have to do that the first time you're posting something new for a project. So and that's when gas is high. Generally, it's not usually $50. I'd say it's more like 10 to 20, and sometimes it's beneficial to to pay that quickly because your best chance of selling is right away, right? So that 10 to 20 bucks doesn't matter when you're selling something for 0.2 ETH, right? It kind of washes, and you're pretty happy with the sale, and you're happy you did it quickly. So
I would say most of the time it's worth it.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, these guys are the ones who you mint, you don't hear from them, and then they say, oh, good, I had a 3 ETH sale. Great. That's how they did it. And I do the same thing, Jack, where I'm afraid of that initial gas cost to mint right after it. Perfect example is crystals, right? I had crystals. I was in my office, my shared office with somebody else, and I was luckily alone because I minted. I saw the 5 confirm, stood up, literally like punched my hand in excitement, was like almost yelling. It was great. It was truly euphoria, which is really nerdy, but also I like money, so that's nice. And I didn't have the wherewithal to say I need to go list one for 4.5 ETH. I should have, and I should have eaten.
Especially when you get 5.
Exactly. I should have eaten the 0.3 ETH or whatever the gas would have been to list.
It would have been 0.3. Now that's a lot.
It was like 60 or so, because I did the opposite strategy, Tom. I paid the gas fee right away, and I listed one for 5 ETH, and it sold quickly. And then I'm laughing because I'm sitting with all profit when 4 left. Yeah. So a lot of times it does benefit yourself to pay it quickly, list quickly, because that's when all the major FOMO is happening right after a drop.
Correct. All right. I don't want to keep our special surprise waiting in the wings much longer. So as you heard earlier on, we hit 100 subscribers, and I snagged a whale. People want whale iconography in Babs's basement. No, this is the whale. The whale here is Mr. White Allen in the flesh. He's our 100th subscriber, and he agreed to pop on the stream very quickly.
Awesome.
Allen, thank you for joining us. Tell me, what got you to join the crew here in Club NGMI to subscribe to the channel?
So I first got into NFTs with Top Shot, and I actually was in the Discord from following Pete's DraftKings endeavors. So that's how I started following Pete, and I always loved him. And my interest in NFTs was Top Shot at first, and then obviously I saw that you can make a lot of money, but obviously I didn't sell at the top in February like most people. So then it was just it was July, 4th of July, and I saw Plunge Father tweet about cool cats, and I blindly bought 2 of them. And then my friend called me crazy because I spent 0.2 ETH, and he was like, you just bought 0.2 ETH of JPEGs. And then that's how I started with joining you guys.
Allen,
that's awesome, Allen.
Do you or do you not have more than 0.2 ETH of JPEGs now?
I have more than 0.2 ETH.
Fantastic. Have you told your friend this?
Yes.
Is your friend minting stuff now?
No, he is not.
So what's his issue?
I don't know.
It's funny.
So Cool Cats was one. What else have you done, Alan? I'm curious.
I minted Doges, and I just sold 2 of them for about 1 ETH each. So that was a nice profit. I did COVID punks and party penguins and a stripper, and and then I had the number 67th ranked junkyard dog today, so that was interesting.
Allen, do you have a spreadsheet of these things? Are you going through your OpenSea? Like, I feel like you're rallying these things off quickly.
Yeah, I'm looking at my OpenSea account.
Gotcha. So, Alan, are you keeping the stripper till reveal, or are you going to sell it?
I think I'm gonna keep it and maybe let
Put her
her
to work.
put her to
work.
work soon.
Put it over. What a crazy world we live in.
It's
Virtual
it's
strippers,
stupid.
man.
Oh,
It is so stupid. And have you done any research, Alan, on the Stripperville like mechanics, like how it works?
I haven't actually.
Okay, I saw one of the pre-alpha, like the screenshots, and it's very Z-ish in that you can basically pick different clubs for them to work at, and then they accrue different amounts of currency for you based on those I feel very icky. I hate it so much. I hate it so much.
It's someone's daughter. We're just helping support her.
Someone's virtual daughter.
I hate it so much.
It's unbelievable.
Oh,
But what did
right,
we buy
Alan.
those for? What was that, 0.1?
Yeah, point.
And then sell for 0.3?
Yeah, it was 0.08, I think,
Yeah.
around there. And I think the floor was like 0.24 last I checked. So I mean, they're making money already.
It's simply incredible. So we'll get into my fluff story, and I told my wife this story, and she's like, it doesn't really tie in, but I'm going to try to do it anyway. I don't care. Alan, if you want to stick around, you can. If you want to drop off, feel free. I know you said privately you are man a few words. Totally fine. Thank you for showing up. I really appreciate you hanging out. It was a lot of fun. Glad. And by the way, to the people who aren't aware, White Alan is a reference to when you first joined the Discord before you have talked enough to have a role. You have white text, so we refer to them as white names. Hey guys, I think we should change that. We should probably choose something different. Alan, you are a legend. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Do you want to hang out or do you want to go? It's up to you.
I'll hang out a little bit.
I love it. Okay,
Cool.
let's talk fluff. Okay, let's talk fluff. I'm the bear case of fluff, which bad choice. Who could give me the bull case of fluff and what happened from the positive side of things?
To be honest, fluff was a little bit, shocking to me because I didn't really hear much about it. I know a few people mentioned it, but I didn't really see much talk of it until like the 10 minutes before we started minting it. But when I actually saw it, I like it because it's different. The rabbits move, they have music, they might look creepy as fuck, but I mean, they're at least different, right? So like, right when I saw them, I'm like, I wish I minted more, right? It was already too late. It's already sold out. But when I was doing it, I didn't know anything. So I was like, someone showed me a screenshot. They look creepy. I'm like, I'll just do 2. But once I saw them, I had instant regrets. But
they look.
That's the bull case.
They look creepy, but the quality seems pretty damn good though. Like you can really see. Have we zoomed in? I mean, I feel like we had to have on these ones, but yeah, I mean they're unique, and I think that's what really caused it. And I had the same feeling, Babs. I minted 6, and I think I went back for more, and they were already sold out. So I was just like, all right, I'll be happy with my 6. I think I already sold all of them. I listed when the floor was like 0.8, and then it ran up really quick, and all of mine, like the 4 remaining that I had, sold. So I wanted to keep a few because that's my new strategy going forward, is keeping at least 1 or 2 of things just in case someone does fill that Bored Ape Yacht Club void in between, 2 and 10 ETH. But that one just happened way too quick, and looked at my phone and they're all gone.
So that was a phone mint for you.
No, the Flufs. I minted from my computer, but then I was, I had listed them. I was busy that day, and then boom, they just all went.
I'm so glad that our resident fluff inspector is here, Jesse. We finally figured out why Gary V decided to follow you today. He saw your detective work on the Fluffs and said, "This guy, he's got what it takes." So yeah, Jesse has done his work, zooming in. His sneak preview. If you are in a Discord with Jesse and you mouse over his avatar, you get a little treat. You get a little present there. So I encourage you to do that.
Tom,
Babs,
how come you
wanted
didn't mint Fluffs? Was it you're busy or you just didn't want to?
It was kind of both.
No,
I popped in right at that 10-minute mark where you said like, "Oh, I did research 10 minutes ago," or whatever. And I looked at them and I said, "I don't know what that is." Bye, Alan. He chatted me and said he had to run. I looked at them and I said, "This is just not for me." And then I still can't shut that part of my brain off. As you can see, if you look at my OpenSea, I have some moderately heavy art bags that I bought because it makes sense. Oh, this is pretty. This is aesthetically pleasing. I want to buy that. Versus Flufs, which I do not find aesthetically pleasing and I find creepy. I also don't really like creepy stuff in general as a person. Shutting that brain off and like I play by my rules, not the rules of the game, I think is the theme that I'm kind of pulling on in my head, which is where the story comes in, which is weird to say. But it was senior week out of high school. Did you guys have senior week, Babs? Senior week?
Wasn't really a thing in Canada. No.
Okay, Trey. Trey killed senior week.
We didn't. We had a senior retreat, so we went up north I went to a small private school, 50 people in my graduating class. So we did like a senior retreat where we went up. I'm in Minnesota. We went up north and hung out at a ski loft and just did a bunch of games and stuff and camped and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Was this like a school sanctioned thing, or was this just kids going to the?
No, okay. It was a school sanctioned thing.
Okay, different experience.
Oh, okay.
Neither of you had this experience. So senior week is high school seniors go to the beach and you get drunk for a week, literally a week. That's it. That's senior week. I'll spare you the gory details. Yeah, it does. Yeah, Coney, you get it. If anybody's been to Ocean City, Maryland, and you've been to Secrets, yeah, that's senior week right there. I don't actually like senior week, but I was there. Long-term high school girlfriend and I, we were on the fritz. Yada, yada, yada. We were fighting. And like basically she broke up with me the following morning. We were technically together. I was laying next to a lady that I was enamored with. And she asked, "Hey, do you have a girlfriend?" And I answered yes. And then she turned over and I went to sleep and so did she. So the point there is my girlfriend at the time was playing by different rules than I was. You all with the Flufs were playing by different rules than I was. And I lost maybe both times. Who cares? So that's kind of how I'm making sense to it in my head, which my wife was like, that doesn't make sense, Tom. But I think the rules of the game is where the tie-in is there. And that ties in globally into NFTs in that this world plays by different rules. It's just different. So you kind of got to shut those rules off in your head a little bit. Like for me with the strippers, I'm not going to buy strippers, not going to mint them. I said way back before the blockchain is forever. I do agree with that still. And I don't, other people can mint it. I really genuinely don't care. It's just a personal choice that I'm making that I don't want to do it. Same thing with Flufs for a much different reason than strippers, obviously. It's just too weird, which is odd because they're not, it's just freaky and weird and I couldn't tie it together. But crystals, like a crystal image, sure, I like that. I'll pay a lot of money for that. Very weird.
What do you think about the strategy of always minting almost any project? Because, like I have a hard time picking out which projects are actually going to moon, right? So as long as you're minting, 90% of these projects, the worst case scenario for a lot of these is you're selling for, about half the cost. But the upside scenario, as you see with Flufs, is you're selling for, a 20x.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Right. So like, I can't tell which project's going to succeed, most of the time. Like Flufs, I had no idea. Pudgy Penguins, I thought were dead in the water. Some of the projects I minted that I thought were going to be good ended up being dust. But so the more ammo you throw out there, the better chance you have at least like being involved in those projects that do skyrocket. That's kind of my strategy.
The old spray and pray.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much the same way. There are not a whole lot of NFTs that I would not mint. In terms of like it being a stripper or it being, Kama Gang. I mean, if I can flip it the second guy, I'm probably going to be buying it.
Yeah. And again, I think it's totally fine. Financially though, for me too, I like the idea of making more concentrated bets. You all don't follow this world, but I'll bring it over here. It's Wax. On Wax side of things, there's a guy who's really well known named Sammy Snake. Shout out, show me snakes in the chat. Can you show me snakes in the chat? I don't know. Give me S's if you can't for Sammy. He's a bigwig over there, basically. And I was watching his stream and he's like, hey guys, I sold these farmers because I don't have time for the farmers. and they like 200x'd, I'm just going to sell them. I'm getting out. So I like the idea of making more concentrated bets, which is why I felt comfortable going pretty hard at the crystals. I don't think the crystals can fail very hard. If they do, that's very high top things. Yeah. Thank you, Brandon. Willis, the GOAT, always there. Jesse gave me a snake. Tig with the snakes. See, here's the thing about us Wax Bros. We're everywhere, but we're ashamed of ourselves to be over in Wax. So we don't really show ourselves too often, but we exist. Okay, respect us. Okay, so kind of on this point, how do you differentiate between these projects? Here's an example. We were chatting a little bit before the show. We were into these Voxes, and I'll pull up the Voxes in a little bit. And Voxes seem like a big hit. Why Voxes and why not other projects? What was it about Voxes that pulled you, Babs?
Part of it, the exposure level that Voxes have. I think there's 55,000 people in that Discord. It relates to the gaming company, but still, like, that's a big number that's exposed to the project. That's one thing. The other things I like is the fact that they're trying to give it utility. It play to earn. There's only 8,800 ish of them, so it's below the 10,000, less supply. Mainly the utility aspect. I'll buy anything that has utility and has high exposure to people. It kind of reminds me of chickens. It kind of reminds me of Zed. Those are the type of things that, you're not just banking on the art and the community. People that want to play the game are interested in this project, right?
Yeah. So this is tomorrow. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, there's. Were you familiar with this at all before now, Trey?
No, I saw it. I saw it when I popped in the Discord right before I hopped on.
Yeah.
Someone posted the Medium article, and I pulled it up, and I was looking for a release date on it, and I didn't find it, and then I just shut it and trusted all of you, and now I'm gonna ape into it. So,
and that's a perfect encapsulation of the space right now, right? Oh God, I got a drink. I said the space again. But you do extremely quick research of, okay, other people that I kind of trust like it.
Yeah.
I want to buy it. But I also do like the pay to earn idea.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's something I've been
good.
wanting. Yeah, that's something I'm very bullish on. And I think there's going to be a huge game that comes out of this industry, whether it's Axie or another game that comes along. I think it's going to be another game. I kind of want to be there for it. So I'll be trying out a lot of these play to earn games because one of these is going to hit. And if you're on it before it gets huge, I mean, it could be insane.
And that's part of the reason why I'm so interested in Meta Heroes is, the concept around having tokens that you can earn, which, actually can earn you money. The fact that it's not just an avatar project, like that kind of those projects are the ones I want to be in super early and I want to hold bags of, right? Like I'm comfortable with holding bags of that type of stuff.
Yeah,
for sure.
Did anybody mint frogs? I did not mint frogs.
So I was going to, and I could not understand how 8,000 sold out so fast. I was so confused. I was watching the contract fly. It didn't make sense to me. I've never seen 8,000 of something sell out so fast. So it almost felt like there was something wrong with the contract. So I got scared. I bailed out. And normally I'm not the type to get scared. I always say scared money don't make money. But it freaked me out. I've never seen something sell out so fast. So I didn't mint frogs.
I just saw things about it being a rug and people were very, very worried about that. And I had no idea why it was a rug. If we have no idea, we can move on because I have no idea what I can't
people were worried about. They were worried about a few things, like the contract. It didn't make sense because it sold out so fast, and then after they transferred all of their ETH right to a different account right after, which people don't like. That was the same as Rabbit College Club. People don't like when people start moving money right after, right? So.
Okay, so let's move on to what's coming out this upcoming week for us. I've got one. I already shared Vox, so we'll count that on my list. I had another one. I had the Starfish Society, which actually, thank you to Starfish Society. We have a giveaway. It's one of our wheel spins coming up at the end of the show, where we're going to give away a Starfish Society. Honestly, I think they're cute. I like
I
the
do
art.
too.
It's whimsical. It's fun. I haven't really seen much buzz, but to Trey's point, Vox is in a different category, frankly, than this project. But Trey hadn't heard of Vox until an hour ago, and he's like, let's go. So I don't see why Starfish could be any different for it. There's a roadmap that, frankly, it's if you do a roadmap that's different than the typical roadmap now, it's going to raise eyebrows. So I think this is a typical roadmap, which is totally fine. Again, so I'm interested in it. I know it's kind of a familial team, and it's a dad who has done a bunch of art historically that are related to the Starfish. So it tugs on we know I'm a softie. I don't want to do strippers, but I'll do starfishes that a dad draws. Give me all your dad projects and your daughter projects. Like I'm a sucker. So yeah, that's Starfish NFT. And if you all have questions, I was told that a member of the dev team or the team would be in the chat. So if you have any questions, throw them in the chat, and hopefully they can answer. Babs, what do you have for this week that you're excited about?
The one I'm kind of excited about is Star Sailor Siblings. I think I'm pronouncing it right. So SSS for short. And the main reason I'm interested is, we all minted the SSS passes about a week ago. And I think the floor got all the way up to 1 ETH, which to me is pretty crazy, right? So if there's enough interest that people want to buy the early mint pass, it makes it so I'm interested in minting those. I actually don't know if I love the art, but that doesn't matter to me too much. I think I could sell it for more than I paid. So
here, okay.
I know that's going to tilt you. I know that tilts you when I say that, but
no, it's fine. It's not you. It's. I just said stick to the roadmap, and they said to go to the moons of the universe, we need more than a roadmap. What does that mean? Are you Elon Musk? Are you doing the super mega rocket? You're not. Systems upgrades?
I got to ask you, I don't actually read the roadmap ever because I don't care. Do I care about a pizza party? I don't care about a pizza party. I don't care about the roadmap. Seemed fake to me. I think Goats had a festival they were going to.
What? The roadmap seemed. Babs, I got to stop you there.
The roadmaps, they're phony. It does not interest me. It doesn't draw me into any of these projects. I don't care. I want the main thing I care about is how interested other people are in these projects and how much I can sell them for. Right? I don't care if they're going to do merch later. I don't care if they're going to do giveaways. The giveaways don't matter. Oh, I got a 1 in 1,000 shot at winning a T-shirt. I don't care.
All right, Babs, we're gonna pump the brakes real quick. I even told the team, I'm going to take a hosting role. I'm going to pass the buck. I'm going to be John Stockton out here. No, I'm taking the reins, and we're talking about this because to transfer things from this NFT weirdo space where we pay thousands of gwei, thousands of dollars, hundreds of ETH for stuff, and then you get it, that's crazy. Going back to Wax World, I did actually get honey from Italy because of Wax. Stupid, crazy. It was minus EV financially, but I got freaking honey from Italy. My wife still didn't care, but that was part of the goal of my wife's going to care when I get this honey. But then it was, what do we do with this gallon of honey, sir? I don't know. We made honey cookies. That's what we made. Brian got a t-shirt from a giveaway. So I really love bridging the gap between the NFT world to the physical world. And I do think that'll be a next step. Other people, they love Babs. Just saying, yeah, you're right. Mint and pray. And then mint and print, I guess, is the right answer. Trey, where do you stand on this? I'm not asking you to dig into every white paper or roadmap, but are you just Babs style of I don't have the time or the effort to go through the roadmap, or where do you stand?
I mean, I think Babs' view is a little bit exaggerated. For example, Vox. I mean, technically their roadmap is this play to earn, and that's why we are purchasing it, right? So I think the roadmap comes in a little bit, but what I think Babs in his own mind is thinking about, and he can let me know if I'm putting words in his mouth, is it's these shitty little projects that pop up out of nowhere, like frogs and all this, and we're all just oh, we're gonna jump in. It's most of these roadmaps mean absolutely nothing because they're in it to get their initial, the initial mints. They're in it to get their money. They'll get their secondary sales. They'll build the community. But I really don't 90% of these projects promise a game And I think Andy even said on previous streams on Club Top Shot, like, I don't think people understand how hard it is to create an actual game. And these projects are just throwing it out there like, oh yeah, once we get this fat stack of money, we're going to be able to create this awesome game. And it's not quite that easy. Although capital makes it easier.
I think
here's what I don't understand, Trey. Trey, don't bite the hand that feeds us. You know who else has hinted at a game? Penelope's Country Club. So be careful.
But the argument with that one is the game's already in progress being made, right? Like that's the rumor.
Okay, yes.
So that's a little different. But I agree with Trey completely. Like these games, they're never going to happen. I think Yeti's big selling feature was it was the first like NFT one that touted the game. They couldn't even make the Yetis look like good on their backgrounds. So you think they're going to make a game when they can't even make the Yeti images look good? Some of these projects, I think, are just throwing these things out there to get you interested. So the amount I pay attention to the roadmap, it kind of goes down over time. Like I pay less and less attention to them because I truly believe a lot of them are just fluff. There are, like as Trey mentioned, there are some that have play to earn, like Zed, the Chicken Derby, all these ones that actually have roadmaps that
Crypto Raiders is
make
coming out
sense
now.
to me, right? So like those matter to me, but pizzas, festivals, giveaways, all that stuff, future games, I'm a little less excited about that stuff than I should be, I guess.
But sorry to cut you off there, Dave. If a project like Crypto Raiders comes along and can show proof of a game before they release, that makes me even more bullish on it. And I think that's why we're kind of excited for Vox a little bit. And albeit I have not looked into it hardly at all other than what's on the screen, but still, you can show proof that you've already got it developing and that it works and that you can actually go into this virtual world. I'll mint it. But if there's no proof at all and you're just throwing it out there, then no way.
Two things while we're here. First of all, Babs, I don't know if you are or not. I'm trying to diet, so when I hear pizza, I get very excited. It's not even a joke. It's Pavlovian. I'm like, oh, pizza party. I want pizza tonight. Like tonight, I literally wanted pizza because I wanted to celebrate minting crystals. The other part is my Twitter name used to be Portman Tom because I like portmanteaus. So this burn incentives. I mean, Star Sailor siblings to the moon. Give me that. Don't just tell me you're going to burn part of incentives for holding these things. Let's go. Also, raffles. I would like a burner roll. What does that mean? I don't know, but I want to be able to set things on fire based on my roll. That sounds fun. I think we already like the Star Sailor siblings, which I just knew as SSS, trying to really work in that Star Sailor siblings. I'm going to mint it for sure now. Mm-hmm. All right, Trey. Did you have a project you were interested in this upcoming week?
Man, well, coming into this week, it was definitely gonna be Lava Glow for the Art Blocks drop that's on Wednesday. Because I thought they looked awesome, but I have been getting wrecked by Art Blocks, especially on Saturday with both the factory and the playground. So I am a little, with this Dutch auction format and the hype, I think we all definitely got caught with our pants down there thinking that, okay, let's jump in right to the hype, 2 ETH, whatever. And now I think I checked right before the show. It's like there was one listed for 0.99 for those Obisuras or whatever they're called. So I am excited. I do still think it's a really cool Art Blocks drop, but it's factory. So I'm definitely not going to be jumping in at 1.5 when it starts there. And I'm going to be watching it come down. And I really do think that it is going to come down. I mean, people are starting to catch on that factory drops are not just printing fests anymore, especially at 1 ETH or 1.5.
I think when they announced, sorry, Tom, when they announced the Dutch auction for Art Blocks, we all kind of said, there goes all of your EV.
Yeah.
Right? And then we kept aping into them. We did it for 5 in a row. It burned us every time.
No, there was one that the Renaissistas, I might be butchering the name there. I think there was a few that it did work where it started at 1.1, everybody jumped in, and then it was like 2.5, 3 ETH. Yeah. And I was like, okay, so this proves that we can make money on this still, right? And I still have one of my Renaissistas, and I really like it. So I'm just kind of hanging on to that right now. But yeah, these last two, I think, are definitely a cause for alarm in terms of just blindly aping it into Art Box now.
Yeah, I escaped the Saturday mint pretty well. I got
I
lucky.
So did I. I actually sold it pretty quickly and made out okay. So I got lucky. But, you know, the last 4 factories, I think I've either sold for cost or below, right? So eventually you just get tired of doing that, right?
Yep.
But that's also, but that's where I think it's going to find equilibrium, because that means that the price is going to dip more. Because today there's a factory I was just not interested at all, or I think I had a work meeting and I didn't mint it, but it went down to like, I think 0.25 or something really low. Low. That's a lot of money, but it's low risk. It's far in ETH world, at least, for these art blocks. Especially
when you're only minting 1 or 2 most of the time, unless it's a stealth drop and you can mint as many as you want.
All right, boys. It's my favorite time personally. It's time to pump our bags. I have a bag to pump. I think most of us have these bags. I genuinely like these bags. So I think we should just share them and make them a thing in our small corner of the community. You know what's coming. It's the good mornings. I love the good mornings. I think forgot about these already. You already forgot about them? Oh my God. Unbelievable. gm.cafe is the website. I have 3. Actually, this isn't even pumping my bags. Don't buy my good mornings. I like them. They're perfect the way they are. I want you to get your own. I got a single digit good morning. Very stoked about that. Willis was cheerleading us for getting the single digit good mornings and the low digits. I think Trey got good morning number 1.
I got 1 through. I think I got 1 through 3. I did buy 3 of these, so went in.
So get the good mornings. Tony, don't say that part out loud. Say that for the DMs, the good nights. Save it for the DMs, my friend. That's a money-making idea. So my personal bag that I want to pump, Philly, this is considered FUD. So nope, we're not going to discuss that. Get them now while you can. There's only 9,931 left.
Andy was tweeting about them. That's the pitch. Apen. Not
That's
financial advice.
It is financial. Well, it's not. No, it's life advice. Who doesn't want to hang out with their online buddies and say good morning?
Good morning.
With a pretty picture. Today was a crazy roller coaster. It was incredibly stressful and lucrative for some people, not lucrative for others. Why not start the day with a serene picture? Trey, what bag would you like to pump today?
I've got my OpenSea pulled up on another screen right now. I was gonna say my art blocks, but I just don't even. I really don't want to talk about those playground ones that went on. I'm still holding on to my 2 right now, just holding out hope that those go back up. I'm gonna pump the Lazy Lions. I've still got 11 of those, and I think the floor went up to 0.15 here today. I could see that picking up some steam here. I actually really like them. I got some decent ones. They look pretty cool. So I'm enjoying looking at my Lazy Lions in my collection right now. So
I actually like the Lazy Lions. Like that was one of the few Avatar projects lately that I actually like the look of, right? So it's kind of nice that, you know, maybe it's similar to apes and some of the other style, but they actually look good, where compared to some of those ones like junkyard dogs today don't really interest me because they're ugly, right? So
I think I got the ugliest junkyard dog. It is so bad. It is.
Trey, could you pull it up?
I posted.
Pull it up.
If you look at my messages in Discord.
No, like I want it on the stream.
Yeah, I want to share it.
Yeah, hold on.
Come on, Trey. While he's doing that, Babs, what are you going to pump today?
I actually want to pump the crystals. You know, I was just looking, the floor is down to 1.8. You know, I actually wanted some moon bags. So like if we could get those a little bit higher, that'd be nice. I still have 4. I know Tom wants them to moon too. You know, I just want to be rich. I don't want to work anymore. Can we just sit here and do podcasts all day, NFT all day, you know, have more time for my family. I can, you know, more time to research NFTs other than 5 minutes before the drop. That'd be nice.
Babs, I hate to break it to you. If you research these more, I think it'd be negative EV for you. I don't think that would actually help you. I can't believe it. You post the most premium NFTs I've seen ever in my life.
You know, I was going to pump other things, but I was looking through my OpenSea and I've been selling a lot of stuff. Like I've been a little bit worried about the top, so I'm trying to delever some of my risk. The last week I've been, you know, selling all my poggers. I've been selling like some of that stuff that I don't consider stuff I really want to hold for, you know, 4 to 6 months, right? So
Mhm.
any of that
Like a
stuff,
meta hero.
I find when your OpenSea gets too big, it's too hard to manage. So I try and offload stuff while it's still top of mind. Anything that I really like, I try and hold 1 to 2 of, but holding 10 of stuff stresses me out.
I agree with that. Those are heavy bags for sure. Trey, can you figure out the
I've
buttons?
got a screenshot up, so I don't know how.
There's a
How do we
share
do
at the
this?
bottom.
Can you throw it in a Chrome window or something? That's probably the easiest way. I don't know.
All right,
Woman, that's
in
where you're
the
wrong. The
Discovery.
blockchain's forever. These are my child's, both my child's. I don't know. Maybe only one's going to college. Here, we'll call it here. I don't know which one, but one of them. They're college fund. So these reckless whales are gonna do it. I believe they're gonna take them to the promised land. Well,
I always joke with my wife. I'll put my kids through school with a picture of a monkey. I can pass it down to my kid and you say, sell this and you can go to college. Like that's my dream scenario. So let's hope that happens.
You're not too far depending on what school they go to right now.
Yeah, Canadian schools are cheaper than America too. So
then you could probably do it because that's apes are probably like 30. They're 14 is the floor, something like that.
Yeah, I was 15 today. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's literally true.
I have 3 kids though now. I had got to pay for 3, so hopefully I can get all 3 of them.
Okay,
Fair
so
enough.
I got this figured out now that it finally revealed. That was my problem here. So shares.
What is it? A carpenter never blamed his tools, Trey?
Must be. Let's see. So how do I share this screen here?
Okay, here's what we're going to do, Trey. I'm not going to wait for you anymore. You keep doing what you're doing, but I'm going to spin. We're going to spin. The people like spins. Let's find this wheel of names.
All right, I got it set up for when you're ready, though.
Are you? No, it's not backstage. I'll take a screenshot, and then I'll fist fight you. It's my new bit. It's fist fighting the streets. But if you know me, I will never fist fight you. Willis, I can confirm you're on this. This was on the Google form that was dropped in the chat. This first one, I think, this first one will be for the Starfish spin again. Starfish is coming out on Wednesday. Check them out. I think they're a cool project. Like the art. Gonna mint. Let's see what happens here. West Side 8, Rob.
Oh,
Rob. Shout out to Rob.
Congratulations, Rob.
Congrats, Rob. I think he's a new name in the Discord. I've seen him around the last couple of days.
A white name?
He was white. Now he's light green.
Heck yeah.
I need to change that. If only there was a mod to change that. All right, the next one. This is the Coney Dog. Here he is, Rob Sickler.
We didn't talk about Coney Dog. Can we say on air congratulations to Coney Dog? Maybe even
that's huge.
Pull up his Roboto. How do you pronounce that?
Boombato. I can find it real quick. Hold on. Actually, I probably can't while doing.
No, let's just. But anyway, congratulations, Coney Dog. You had a 33 ETH sale on a Boombato. So like pretty good, life-changing money. So just wanted to give him a shout out.
Yeah,
huge.
That was
crazy.
A great day in the chat. Loved it. So this one actually is the Coney Dog spin because he felt so nice. He is going to give out a Roboto, not the Boombato, because that's already gone to somebody else, who in true top fashion is probably going to sell it for 120 ETH tomorrow. Sorry, Coney. So we'll spin this one for the Roboto.
This is a pretty good giveaway, though. I think the floor on these are close to 0.2 ETH. So whoever wins this, pretty good.
J Birdie Bird.
J Birdie.
Love it. Love the J Birdie. Okay, and then the last one you get to choose because this is the Dangy giveaway.
Nice.
So you get to choose between 2 fantastic projects for 100 subscribers that we got to. You're going to be able to choose between I have a spooky or I have 3 Perlinis you can choose from. So
we got to do the Perlini.
No, the person who gets it gets to choose which one they want.
He wants the Perlini.
Do we actually hate the
I guess
Spookies?
we'll see.
I thought the Spookies were good. I second guide the Spookies.
Okay.
I missed on the Spookies.
Yeah.
See? Okay. I'll let them decide.
Let them decide.
It doesn't matter. Let's see. Who's going to have to tell me which one they like the most? And I'm going to tell on you to Perlini themselves.
Willis.
Is it Willis?
Oh, is it?
Of course, it's Willis.
I think that's Willis's first NFT. That's amazing.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. He has to get a
his first one.
It's got to be.
I love it.
Tom,
It's not his first
time to buy a new computer after all your hash demon sales
one.
over
It's a
there.
Manzcoin NFT. Starting a.
Are you losing him too?
I am losing him, yes.
Yeah.
We're getting some technical difficulties on Dangy's end.
Tom sells a hash demon for 4 ETH. Can't buy a better internet connection.
Yeah, no shit.
How are we gonna end this if our host can't even connect?
I know, right?
Yeah,
you're
back.
A little bit. You're still a little grainy.
Back?
Yeah, you're kind of back.
You're still lagging.
He's rugged.
How about now?
Oh yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah,
you're still cutting in. Yeah,
you're good. I think.
There you go. I think we might be good now.
How do you ever end up
literally
minting
a mesh? Go ahead.
How do you ever end up minting with that computer? Like,
Dude,
no wonder you always lose the gas wars. Yeah.
I do not lose the gas wars. I can win the gas wars. It's the OpenSea ones that I fail on.
Yeah.
I literally bought a new mesh router system because I'm like downstairs. I'm upstairs, but whatever. We're back. So thank you for joining us, everybody. We appreciate us having the highest concurrent. Great. We're back to grainy dangy, but that's fine. Highest concurrent viewers, I believe. Now that Lou's gone, we killed the dead weight. Love to see it. Like us, subscribe to us at Dangy Wing on Twitter, at Club NGMI on Twitter. Babs does not want Twitter followers for some reason. Is that right, Babs?
No, you can follow me. It's at Mitch Baba. Just you can spell it. Just spell it right.
Perfect. I love that. Follow us on Twitter. Trey, where are you on Twitter?
CPTreyy with 2 Y's. I'm going to be starting to tweet more from there too.
Why 2 Y's?
I haven't been very active. CPTreyy was already taken. Stupid.
Wow.
I'll have to try, work a deal out. Send them 0.1 ETH for it or something.
That's right. Buy them out. I like that. Also, shout out to XG and Tig on the back end, helping us out with the graphics and the videos. Shout out to Alan, 100th subscriber. I need to click a few more buttons and then we're done. Goodbye.